results out and like talk about modifications.
I think a lot of it was just where I was holding my weapons for where it was. It was not a good, where I was just holding my stuff. It wasn't good for the drill.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it was a good drill just because there was, I guess, so many opportunities for you to get hit and for you to hit them.
Right. All right, so here's the point to that. One, you want to learn to be comfortable inside, but two, we talked about ways to close distance and get them to close distance, right? Mm-hmm. You will end up in situations that are very similar to board to board. Maybe not always board to board, but when you find yourself in those positions, if you've done that drill, you'll be used to it, right? The problem that most people face when they end up in positions like that is they're not used to it. They have no idea what to do. So even if it's not a position you find yourself in a ton, throwing that drill in will make you more aware of what to do from there, and it'll become more instinctual, right? There's hip shots from there, there's shoulder shots from there, there's pocket stabs from there, you know, there's both sword side and shield side shoulder. There's a lot of fake opportunities. There's equipment manipulation things that are available. You just got to explore and you got to play and you got to find the things that are good for you. Again, I didn't preface this class by saying this, but everything's got to be that what's comfortable and works for you. You can't fight like me. I can't fight like Eggman. I can't fight like you. I couldn't if I wanted to, nor would I necessarily want to. Like, my body's my body, and the way I move and the way I react to things are my own. What we're giving you is tips, tools, tricks that you can use that you have to optimize to make your own, right? So I'm not ever telling you have to do this exactly how I do it, except don't lock your joints. That one, that's the universal.
There are fundamental truths. Yeah. Don't lock your joints.
Yes. Yes.
Don't dive in face first.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
You're doing
Say
it wrong.
don't
Man,
spin,
no head
but I guess
blocking.
you guys are all about that.
Oh, why would you say don't spin? Might as well tell me to not play anymore.
It's exposing the back to your opponent. I don't
You know how many kills I have with spin shots? In the millions, I believe. Like McDonald's, millions and millions served. Might be a slight exaggeration. All right, so another drill that we're going to kind of mess with a little bit. It's not going to be as effective because you'll know it. This is a drill that you take home and you do, but you don't tell people you're doing it, right? The best thing to do with the people that you spar and train with all the time is make them your drill people without them knowing, right? And so I have all kinds of drills that are just based entirely around I'm drilling with you, but you don't know it, right? And this is one of those examples. This one's called I just call it the defensive drill, but basically you pick a number. 3 is the smallest I would go. I've gone as high as 15, but 3 is the smallest I would go. You have to block that many shots before you can throw a shot. And now, here's the key. This is the important part, because you all guys ask me how to close, right? Well, you don't get to run away and just block shots. You're pressing in and blocking shots. So you're coming at them. If I'm fighting Royce, I'm not going to be. Now, you don't have to come close necessarily, but you also don't want to just play this at far. It's far less effective for your learning. All right? What you're going to do is you're going to press into him, and he doesn't know, so he'll just throw shots. It's a normal fight for him, right? Oh, there's 3. Now I can throw. He doesn't know you've done it's fine. He doesn't know you've done anything different, right? But now you've just trained your defense. Another very, 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 very important thing about this drill is you learn patience. Because you know you're not throwing, you start seeing opportunities that you're like, oh, I would never, if I was so focused on throwing shots, I would never have known that was there. I would never have seen that opportunity. Like, when I first had Noah do this, and I revert back to him because I've been training him for a few years, and like, he had such a long way to go that the stuff that he's learned has really taught me better how to teach, honestly. But when I first started seeing him do this, his shot selection went from like maybe a couple shots to this massive amount of shots because he learned to see. He wasn't so interested in, oh, I have to throw. He wasn't in a hurry, right? This defensive drill so teaches you how to increase your offense. It really does. But just because you open your eyes, right? If I'm so focused on, I'm going to hit this shot, right? That's all I see. And there's this vast amount of shots out there that I've decided that I'm not interested in just because my mind is set on that one shot. This drill fixes that for you, right? Okay. Now, to make it kind of interesting, I'm going to give you another drill. And you can mix and match them as we're fighting with each other. So we're not just going to do defensive drill. There's another drill called 2-shot. This one, you can only throw 2 shots and then you have to fully reset, right? So this drill is very good for people who love to throw 18 million high crosses or just love to throw rapido shots, like my friend Diego. He'll throw 1 million shots in 15 seconds. So I use this drill for him, like throw 2 good shots. Really look, then your shots really count, right? You can't just throw like crap. Feints don't count as shots. You really can't throw crap out there. You've got to throw very good, well thought out, timed, chosen shots. And if you don't, you're gonna die. But this drill works like this. I'm fighting him, I go 1, I go 2, now I have to dip out and give a full reset. Again, your partner doesn't know you're drilling. You can change that number to 3 as well. I wouldn't go above that. Your partner doesn't know you're drilling, but now you're drilling. So you use your whole park as drilling partners. They have no idea you're doing it, right? In fact, if you go home, you were in this class, they weren't, don't even tell them that you're doing it for a while until you've like learned something from it, and then share it with them. Definitely help your people out. But you know, when they figure out that's going on, and eventually they will, especially if you do ridiculous things like go to 15 blocks,
I'll post a video of the
they'll
class.
figure it out. But you know, 3 they won't necessarily figure out right away. But focus really on looking at the opportunities that you're not throwing for when you're doing that. You really learn. Okay? So mix and match when you're fighting with your partners. You choose if you're doing 2-shot or you're doing defensive. If you're both doing defensive, it's going to be problematic. So if you can tell like, hey, they're doing defensive, then maybe you can switch to 2-shot, right? Or 3-shot. Or you can just fight normal. That's always an option too. Do none of the drills. So you can pick 2-shot, you can pick defensive, or you can just be like, hey, this time I'm fighting normal. And we'll go that way. So partner up.
The 2 shots is